next show we're going to be talking about is Boruto: The Next Generation.
This is all you on this one.
Yeah. So
I'll just ask. Is it really worth it?
I'm in two minds about it.
Okay.
It's a weird thing. It's like I guess basically I'll tell the story and then I'll tell our feeling. Basically it's spoilers. I'll say spoiler warning. Naruto becomes Hokage.
Yeah.
And him and Hinata get together. Like a bunch of characters, they all pair off and they have a bunch of children, and then the story is basically about all of these children.
It almost seems like they're just trying to relive Naruto all over again. They're just like,
yeah, there's a lot of similarities, and between the character, like between how Naruto grew up and how Boruto is now growing up, and like they do refer back to the first series a lot. And one thing that I do like about it is that it has a modern take. So it's like the parents grow up with this and that, and then now the kids grew up, like kids are growing up now, and like there's a train system, like there's a train system in the village and everything. The characters go to like arcades, they hang out at cafes, and it's basically modern times in a village like that. So that part is a cool concept. I like that.
So that actually works.
Yes, that part actually works. Okay. I'd say like design wise, the colors are a bit faded. Like if they're a bit muted. Like not muted as in like gray tones, but like not they're less saturated and like softer.
They're not nearly as vibrant as like you would expect.
Yeah, like the colors aren't harsh, so that's cool as far as the design goes. And like they even had to change the school, like because it's peace now. The school that Naruto went to, that they all they do is train you to become stronger and build up teamwork and everything, so you can work in your however many men cells and do missions and stuff like that. There are no more missions, or there aren't, like, everybody's still keeping tabs on each other, I'm assuming. But the whole, like, you're just training to become stronger, and you're also learning like academics and stuff like that, because you don't need to train to fight all the time. That, like, all of those aspects are cool. And if I hadn't watched, like, if the first season's flashbacks were like backstory that I never knew, then I could go into the show and I could just keep watching it. Now, because I am an old man and I am watching characters who I watched for like 10 years, children, it feels kind of weird. So it's like, I'm at the age where I could have children about the age of Naruto's children. So it's like, I feel like I'm a dad watching like my nieces and nephews. Like, it's really, really weird. And like characters who I liked, I'm like, what's the fangirl's name from the Sand Village?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, her and Hinata were like characters that I really liked. And you see Hinata as like a mom, and like she was my favorite character, and like it's weird because she's like doesn't play any part in the story except for Naruto, you need to eat your vegetables and make sure you do your homework and stay out of trouble. And I'm like, no, like spin around and do your Byakugan and like kick some butt. I'm like, I miss that. So,
well, I mean, okay, I haven't watched it yet, so I can't say that, and I never finished Naruto as it is, anyways. But it seems like if they're going to continue this, then there's probably going to be some sort of big major conflict that's going to arise somewhere. Yeah, something's got to happen. So yeah. I mean, these days of idle peace and the fact that they have them looking the way they are, that's not going to last for very long.
Exactly. Which is why right now, watching week to week, one episode at a time, I feel bored. Like,
yeah.
Basically, this is all filler to me because, like,
basically, like, you could watch the first episode or two, understand who the characters are, where they come from, and whatnot, and be like, okay, let's just move along until we get to the part where things start getting interesting.
Yes. Now, exactly. Now, just like the Shippuden, where they did the 3-year gap, the series Shippuden opened up with a clip of a fight, and I think it was Naruto running through Orochimaru's hideout, and the whole place exploding, and then Naruto, Sakura, Sai, and Kakashi staring at Sasuke, and they were about to fight. This same series, the new series, the Boruto, did the same thing. So it's basically some new character who you have no idea who it is, facing Boruto, older, I think. Yeah, most likely older, surrounded by debris. And he's talking about how he got rid of a bunch of shinobi, including Boruto's dad, and now it's his turn. And then Boruto's like, says some kind of comeback. So they flash back that to where it's going to get good again. But right now...
Yeah, now you're in the point of just like total boredom. So, I mean, more than likely, it's going to be a while before you even get to that point.
Yeah.
Because you gotta look at how, Boruto actually has to get powered up a bit. He actually has to be able to understand what he's doing, learn his own specific techniques that are different than Naruto or something like that, I'm sure.
Yes.
Because, I mean... I've always, like, the only thing I know about from watching the trailer for it was, like, he was like, I'm my own person. I do my own things, and I'm different than you. So I'm like, well, he's probably going to have his own techniques and such then, because he's not going to follow in his father's footsteps.
Yeah, because it's like, you would think Naruto would be in the same place when he grew up, but because Naruto's father was the Hokage, but when the day Naruto was born, a huge disaster happened, and Naruto got like put with that disaster, so everybody hated him. So because it's time of peace, he's in that situation where my dad is the leader of the village, and everybody thinks I should do the same things, and he's just as rebellious as Naruto. As far as the special powers and everything, one thing that was really cool is he got some of the Byakugan from Hinata. So there was this one. Something happened and like one of his eyes like went Byakugan mode, and he was like, "Oh, he could see like different stuff." And I was like, Byakugan, that's awesome! And then it went away, and I think maybe he used it two or three times throughout the first 2 episodes that I saw, and I thought that was really, really cool. So he is gonna have some completely special powers because I don't know if he got some of the QB power from Naruto or what, because he is strong and he has he can do the shadow clone. But then I'm not sure what else he got from his mom, because he does have the Byakugan. So I'm curious to find out like what all he has from which parent, and also all of the other characters, like the pairings of different characters, what they got from each parent and how they're going to change their, like, what can they do?
Yeah.
And once I find that out, then I guess I'll be satisfied. Because, like,
that doesn't sound too sure about that.
So I had a huge build up to this, but like one character that I was disappointed by was Lee. Like, what was the older? Rock Lee was the younger one.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. It's his teacher, sensei, whatever.
I can't remember his name. Dang it! But he was bombastic and loud, and Lee was also bombastic and loud. This new Lee he was in the background. He didn't take a part of most of the first 2 episodes, and he gets his episode on episode 3. So I was going through the characters. I'm like, from the trailers, I don't remember seeing Lee. I probably did. I'm like, oh yeah, Lee's there. But seeing him actually in the show, and I'm like getting introduced to the characters and haven't seen them like interact with the world. I'm like, awesome. I'm like, okay, she's like Shoji, she's like Ina, he's like Sai, I hate you. And then I'm like, oh, Lee. And then he's kind of like just quiet. I'm like, who's that? I'm like, no. Yeah, you changed the character a bit, but
Yeah.
oh no.
Okay. But think about it this way. More than likely, they can't just take that away altogether. More than likely, when he gets into an actual like real fight situation, he might become just like his father. I can see it. And this is my prediction. I'm probably not gonna watch it, so you can tell me if I'm right or wrong. But my prediction: he's the one, just like Boruto, who doesn't want to be like his dad, who might be embarrassed by how his dad does the things that he does and how just loud and bombastic he is.
Yeah.
So he tries very hard not to be that way. But then he'll get into a fight situation and all bets are off because it just comes all the way out. That's what I bet.
Okay.
That's what I bet.
All right, I will let you know.
That seems like that'll happen. So, anyways.
Oh, yeah. So, very interesting. Also, so me, I have a lot of hopes with the show. One, because I've been watching it for 10 years. But then also, over the last 2 months, I read anywhere from 1,200 to 1,400 pages of the manga to get caught up. And I basically have to start all over with all new characters. So I'm a little bit let down. One thing that happened in the anime that I know of that didn't happen in the manga was like the Naruto Hinata wedding, and like Orochimaru showed up to it and everything because I saw some pictures on Twitter. But that's what I kind of feel weird because it's like the whole age thing and how it compares to my life. Then also. All of my characters aren't doing their thing yet. And then also, I read 1,200 pages and everything. Like, all of that stuff's over. I'm like, I don't know. I want my fix back, and it's not back yet. So, but
guess we'll see if it happens.
But yeah, so pushing all of that aside, this is a really cool concept for continuing the series, and I may hold off a while until I find out that they're fighting. because I didn't watch the first Naruto series when everybody else was hyped for it. I watched it when that big tournament was happening and Orochimaru attacked the village. That's when I jumped in and I was like, oh, and they just kept me going. So I feel like I may need to hold off on it for a bit. She's been starving, and I guess it took her like a couple days to get the ingredients together to make this soup. So she's sitting there like stomach growling, like, oh. Yeah.
And it's really cool because even the girl pointed out later on that the headphones that he uses are actually noise canceling headphones.
Yeah.
He should not be able